Thank you for sitting down for this very casual interview. Okay, so Elysian, right?
Yes.
Elysian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm so excited. I just heard your cover like a second ago, and I'm excited to see you do your thing. Have you already done it? No.
No. Going to.
Yes. How's this jamspot experience been for you so far?
New.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Like studio sessions were fun.
Yeah.
And I remember when we went in, I told Piri, I was like, I have not done this like this before. Normally I'm in my room with headphones and just singing things over and over. And I'd have no structure to what I do. So he's like, we're going to sing each individual bit. And I was like, I don't do it like this. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. It was fun. It was good.
Yeah. And how's your, tell me a bit about your musical career and what it's been like. Everybody's at different stages on Jamspot. I want to know about you and how music has been a part of your life.
Well, I'm not as experienced as a lot of these people, but I started singing very young, maybe like 4 or 5, because I learned from my dad Carnatic music. And then I kind of just, Western music was always like there. And it was something that, my dad's a really good singer.
Yeah.
And so he would always be like, I was not good enough. But with Western music, he didn't know what was going on. Right. So I could just do my thing. Right. And so then, I started like that. I started posting covers. And then I think only last year I released an original because I was like, I have to start somewhere. I was just nervous to do it, but I did it. Yeah. And then just been going from there. And then I did 2 more songs the last year and then did a video with Lux. I don't know if you know.
Nice.
In January. No, December. Yeah. We released it in January. And it's good.
Awesome. How has this lockdown been for you musically? Have you been doing a lot of music or thinking about a lot of music?
I've been thinking about a lot of music. I'm still at uni, so I'm cramming as well constantly. But it's been good because I can obviously, and because everything's online, you can just send things to, it hasn't really stopped my way of doing stuff because I've worked online with people. I haven't gone in. So that was fine for me. Mm-hmm. But it's given me time to think about stuff I want to write. So hopefully there'll be more original stuff coming out.
Yeah, and this will give you a bit of a bump in terms of
hopefully
getting you inspired and giving you that sort of
It is very
confidence.
inspiring. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. I'm always interested to see what people do outside of music. So what are you studying?
Mechanical engineering.
Wow. Okay. And how do your parents feel about if you were to pursue music? Do you know your dad's a teacher or is he?
He's a mridangam teacher.
Yeah.
But he's an accountant as well. Like they both have both.
Yeah.
My mom does dance as well, but she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And they're like, you need to have a degree behind you and we want you to have a proper career.
Yeah.
But after a lot of persuading, they're like, they thought, they were like, this is stupid. Like, I don't know why you want to do this. And my mom was like, the only time I will ever support you is if somebody goes out their way and tells me your daughter is good at this, because I don't know enough about it, then I will let you pursue this. And so then that's why I started posting covers. Yeah. And as soon as people started telling her, she's like, okay, fine. Yeah. People think there's something there. I don't know what is, but now they're really supportive. Now they back everything I do.
Nice. And since you do Western music, do they like stay out of that, or do they feel like
they do? Yeah, they stay out of it because they're like, they don't want to. They're like, they don't know enough about it to have an opinion. But if they think something sounds, obviously with my dad, because he also does vocal, if he thinks there's something pitchy, he'll be like, that's bad. Do that again. So that's good. And that's pretty good. But when it comes to like creativity or whatever, or videos, like they stay back. They're like, this is your thing. Yeah. We'll let you, we understand. We'll give you your space.
That's good to have that support, but also not that overbearing parent thing. Where in London did you grow up?
South London.
South London. We've got lots of South London people. And I've heard that South London has lots of sort of Tamil people, obviously, but different cultures coming together and sort of that influencing. Does that influence your creative thinking, your music?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's South London itself. Maybe I think London as a whole. General, it has a big influence. Yeah. I didn't even realise, because I study in Cardiff, and I didn't realise how much London means to me. Yeah. Like, I went there and the music I was listening to, I put on Young Bane and people would be like, who's that? And I'm like, who's that? What do you mean, who's that? So, but that sort of stuff is a big part of my life, I think.
Nice. In terms of music in general, is there somebody who you'd love to meet, work with, or are many people you want to meet and work with, or there's someone in particular that you're very keen on?
There's too many.
Yeah.
There's definitely too many.
Yeah.
I couldn't name. Definitely, my biggest inspiration, like Western, is James Arthur.
Yeah.
Like that's like after listening to him, my mindset was like, I want to be a singer. That's it. That's all I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
So if I could ever meet anyone, like I have to meet someone, that would be top of my list. But afterwards, there's just too many.
Yeah.
It's too many second levels, so I can't.
Is there a song that lives in your head rent free?
No, I'm not. I have like this thing where every few weeks there'll be a song.
Yeah.
Right now it's have you heard Heat Waves by Glass Animals?
No.
You should listen to it.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a vibe. It's one that you can listen to it when you're like about to sleep.
Yeah.
But I have been, even on the way here, I've had it on repeat. I think I listened to it 12 times.
Yeah.
So that was
Nice.
good.
I think after a jam spot, one of yours will probably be stuck in a lot of people's heads. So your music. Okay, if you had to release more music, what kind of music would it be?
I've got right now I've got so many different genres. Like the three I've done so far is like lo-fi and then kind of Afro pop and then like a ballad one. And the ones I'm working on, there's like dark pop and there's more slow ones, but pop-ish.
Yeah.
Kind of Latino kind. I think I'm just trying to explore a lot because I know that I've taken inspiration from so many different artists.
Yeah.
I can't think of a direction I just want to go in.
Yeah.
But I think that you can do that when you're like, some people say you just stick to one and go for one, but also like, why would you if you can explore? And
so you put out an album with sort of all different types of genres.
I might. So my original plan was to do like an EP, but I'm thinking because as tracks are coming through, I think I might just start releasing them as they come.
Yeah.
Just to put them out because also once I write one and I finish it, I listen to it so much myself that I get sick of it. I feel like I should just release it once I've done it so that I know people can share my enthusiasm.
Yeah, exactly. How do you find that working online with music and putting music online? Is it a daunting thing? Is it scary?
The first one was so scary because I was like, people are going to think, what is she doing?
Yeah.
Because it's also like your own lyrics and also people will read into. Sometimes I could draw from experience, but sometimes it's just kind of imagining or other people's experiences.
Yeah.
But I know the first one, people were like, it was like about a guy who's screwed you over basically, and then they were like, "Oh my gosh, what happened? Like, who is?" I'm like, don't ask me questions.
I love that song. Who is he? What did he do? Yeah,
and also the name of the song, I was just like, I can't have a name that's going to be a joke because it's called No Time for You, but there's something about wasting, like I think something about waste my time is in the line, and I was like, I could put that as a line. I kept thinking people gonna look at it and be like, stop wasting my time when they read the title. So I was like, I need a title that people aren't gonna take the piss out of me for. But yeah,
nice. So you write all of your lyrics yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's based on sort of your life and other stories that. Besides your own life, is there other people who you kind of gain influence from? Your parents, your friends, your family?
Sometimes my friends and family will like, it's like if anything, it's like a mix of everything. I remember for Let Me Go, it's kind of like trying to let go of like a sort of toxic person or relationship in your life. But also I remember when I was writing it, I was talking to my sister, and she was, when I made her listen to the first draft, she was like, when I listen to it, I kind of feel like I'm trying to let go of my old self, like the self that she wasn't happy with. So I kind of played on that as well. Yeah. So it was good. It's good to kind of get feedback and work with what people also think about what you're doing. Because obviously when you write a song, you have something going on in your head, but other people can also take it in a different way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's good to.
Do you sing in Tamil?
No.
No. Not at all.
No.
Have you ever thought about it?
I mean, I used to, as in, I used to sing, but that's where it all stemmed from. But I can't do it. It's like Tamil music is, I would say, more intricate sometimes than Western music, and I just don't want to not do it justice. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to touch it. When I want to, like, for me, if I do something, I want to do it to a good standard.
Yeah.
And I know I'm like Carnatic music. I know it's decent, but it's not at the level, and creatively, it wouldn't be at the same level as Western music. So I didn't want to touch something like that.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like Elysian is more on the Western side.
Yeah.
So mixing them, maybe later on. I feel like I could do it later on, but I don't want to. You know, when something's pure, you don't want to.
Yeah, because we're getting a lot of artists, independent artists, and Tamil diaspora artists who mix, right? They do it very well, like Rolex does.
Yeah,
Carnatic in between her Western.
But they're sick.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah. They're sick. So if I get to that level, you'll see me.
I'm sure you'll get to that level. I'm sure you're already working towards that and probably have the ability to do that. It's just putting stuff out there and doing it, right?
Okay.
You're like, yeah, okay, no. But do you think that will open your music up for criticism from your parents if you do?
Yes.
Okay, so
definitely.
So that's a big challenge.
That is a big thing. My dad will be like, that is the wrong. And why are you trying to do that? Why are you trying to make it? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
Yeah. Yeah, so lots of people who do Carnatic music or Tamil music in general feel that or are afraid to break the rules a bit or mix it with other things and kind of like lose out on the purity or the strength of the music or the strength of the Tamilness. How do you feel about that? Does that have some reservations in yourself in terms of what you put out? You mentioned that you wanted to have a certain level of quality.
Yeah.
Do you think that pressure is there because of that?
I think possibly. For me, I like when people do fusion and like Western meets Eastern, I really, really enjoy it. And for me, the only reason I wouldn't do it is just because I just don't want to not do it justice. I would want to do it justice if I ever did it.
Yeah.
But I do know also, I know that there are certain people who are like, you should keep those two separately. Like even with stuff like dance, because I did dance, and I remember there'd be certain people, if you ever did like Bharatanatyam mixed with like street, they'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? How can you, like, Bharatanatyam so sacred and stuff like that. So I also get that, but I think with this generation and stuff, it's much more appreciated. Yeah. It's not looked down on. Yeah. Maybe the older generations might, but yeah, for me, it's literally just because I want to do it justice if I ever do. Yeah,
for sure. I think, like you mentioned, I think our generation is more open to that because our lives have kind of been in both places. Yeah. So the things that we crave are a reflection of our life, whether that's music, whether that's art. We want kind of both of those things coming together. And so we're a bit less fussed about the rules and more about what the real content is and what the real music is, right? Elysian.
Yes.
Where did this name come from? What does it mean?
Well, it comes from Elysian fields, which is just like it's like heavenly. And so then Elysian is kind of like the adjective. So to be more heavenly and creatively divine. It was a word I came across maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it stuck in my head. Like I couldn't get it out of my head. And so I remember I saved it in my camera roll somewhere.
Yeah.
And then when I wanted to release music, I knew that I wanted a name that was like, I wanted it separate from myself because I knew I wanted my identity to be different. Like I wanted my personal life to be separate and my artist life to be separate. So I wanted a name for myself, and that name stuck in my head. And actually, like, there's different pronunciations for it, like Elysian and American and British. But when I read it, I remember when I read it 5 years ago, I read it as Elysian. So I was like, I'll just go with Elysian.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of stuck from there.
Nice. So it's Elysian, not Elysian. Elysian. We make it a Tamil name. Elysian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I interview you?
Yeah, you should definitely go for it. Ask me a question.
How did you start presenting?
Oh, presenting. I actually started, we're doing this. when did I start presenting? This is my first actual interviewing thing. I think I've done like Clubhouse interviews and like other stuff like that.
Oh,
But
Clubhouse.
I do comedy. I do stand-up comedy. And so that's just it. And then I've always been passionate about sort of broadcasting and sort of this in general, but never really had the opportunity.
Do you comedy clubs?
Yeah.
I love stand-up comedy.
Do you?
Like, that is my love.
Right. Would you perform?
No, I can't do it.
Why
I
not?
like watching it. No, I'm not a comedian.
You know, the shyest, quietest people are often the funniest people.
I'm not funny. I'm just shy
and
and nothing. I do nothing. I just sit there. No, but like, I can't, like, honestly, I love comedy.
Yeah.
Like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I need to see you do this.
Yes. Hopefully when venues start to open up better. Then
You need to tell me. I will definitely come.
100%. We talked about Jamspot a lot in terms of your experience and recording and all that. Where do you see Jamspot going, and what would you like to see out of Jamspot?
Well, hopefully more series is like this whole thing is this whole collaboration. I think is like very inspirational. Like seeing how many people are behind the scenes and different, like even the makeup artists and everyone coming together. It's like, I don't know. I was just in awe watching. I didn't realize that it would be so filled with creativity, and so hopefully, like it will just grow. But I would love to see it grow.
Yeah.
And just get bigger, more artists, bigger artists.
It's definitely been like, especially after not seeing people and not doing anything for a long time.
Yeah,
just being
around people
and creatives.
Yeah,
is like a whole different
it's such a good vibe though.
Energy,
yeah,
right? Yeah. So everybody's on a different musical journey on Jamspot. People are sort of earlier off. I would say you're a bit earlier off in your musical career in comparison to some other people. And you talked a bit about just doing it. If there's somebody out there who's kind of nervous about just doing it, or who's passionate about music but not sure where to start, is there any words of advice that you would provide in terms of what's helped you to do that?
Well, literally it is just do it. Like you literally just need to, if you write your own songs, or if you're worried about how your songs will sound, write songs every day, and then one of them will sound decent.
Yeah.
And even when it comes to recording, like the first song, No Time for You, was literally recorded on my phone with iPhone headphones.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't have a studio, but I had a friend who just told me, just sing it and do it and see what you can do. And I recorded it with those with bad quality audio and sent it to a sound engineer, and they were like, we can work with this, like we can see what we can do. And because it was a friend, it was like they just did it as
amazing.
And then when I listened to it back, I was like, this sounds like a song. Like this sounds like something I can actually release. So I think just literally things will fall into place if you just have motivation to just do it.
Yeah. It's crazy that like all of this technology has been so much more accessible now. You can just do shit on
definitely.
your phone, and then it's like high quality stuff, whether it's video or audio.
Yeah.
But there's less barriers to entry in terms of doing that stuff. So your advice is just do it.
Yes, definitely.
Put it out
Don't
there.
think that you need a studio. I mean, afterwards you do, because now I've invested in that stuff. But when you're starting out, obviously it's daunting because you don't know. You don't. Even for me, I was like, how am I meant to go to a studio? Who am I meant to take with me? Like, how does it work? But it does. You start somewhere small. Even if you just record a song by yourself and then send it to people, or ask people around, oh, do you know anyone who could record this? And people will help you out.
Nice. Well, I think you're going to do incredible. I think this song is going to do incredible. And it's going to
Thank you.
not only inspire you, but inspire others to do music as well, but also follow you and follow your musical journey.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think that was a good conversation. So thanks so much for that.
Thank you for having me.